Hello, everyone, and welcome to Art Bytes with the Marianna Kistler Beach Museum of Art. My name is Kathleen Copeland. I'm a gallery teacher here at the museum, and today I want to share with you this piece from our collection titled The Church of St. Francis at Rancho De Taos by the abstract watercolor artist Keith Crown. Crown was born May 27th, 1918, in Keokuk, Iowa, to parents Keith Crown Sr. and Cora Crown. Crown spent most of his early life just southeast of Chicago, across the state line in Gary, Indiana. It was in Chicago that he would later attend the Art Institute of Chicago. He began his academic journey in 1936, but took time away from his academics in 1941 to join the Army and fight in World War II. For 45 months between 1941 and 1945, Crown served as a staff sergeant and infantry artist in the South Pacific. He provided combat area illustrations to Yank, a weekly magazine published by the United States military during World War II, and was awarded the Bronze Star Medal for his service. After his time in service, Keith would return to university and earned his bachelor's degree in fine art from the Art Institute of Chicago. From 1946 to 1983, Crown taught painting and drawing at the University of Southern California's Roski School of Art and Design. After 37 years of teaching, he retired in 1983 and moved to Columbia, Missouri with his wife. Crown passed away on January 31st, 2010 in Columbia, Missouri at the age of 91. The photograph on the left is an excellent example of Crown creating a large watercolor painting outside. According to Crown's daughter, Katie, who actually took the photo on the right, he almost exclusively worked on site outdoors for direct visual inspiration and used a process that was very quick. When describing this, she said, Keith felt very strongly about painting his subjects on the scene. He never painted non-objectively. He also very rarely came back to work on the same painting. He finished his painting in one sitting. He would start by working out the composition in a little study in his sketchbook. This would take about 20 minutes. Then he would do his painting. Keith usually finished a watercolor in about 4 to 6 hours. Crown used this method to create a great number of abstract landscape paintings using bold colors, strong shapes. His art is notable for its unique and expressive style. One unique element that Crown chose to use in many of his pieces is a strongly curved horizon line. Keith believed that his horizons should be curved because the earth itself is round. And while not all of his paintings share this choice, you can see it in many of his works, including the painting on the far right. We can see in that piece an example of that curved horizon, as well as those strong shapes and bold colors that his work's known for. Crown often drew inspiration from his local environment and the world around him throughout his artistic career. The piece on the far left was created in 1978 and depicts a highway in California, only about 15 miles from USC Roski, where he taught for nearly 40 years. The middle and the oldest of these three pieces, which was created in 1972, was inspired by Rancho De Taos, New Mexico. In 1956, Crown took his first sabbatical leave to Taos, New Mexico. This area and the landscape of the American Southwest became a major inspiration to his art from that period on. Crown later would build a home near Taos in Talpa, New Mexico. Between Taos and Talpa sits Rancho De Taos. This town, its landscape, and architecture were a recurring subject of Crown's art. One specific piece of local Rancho de Taos architecture that inspired multiple paintings, including today's featured piece, is the San Francisco de Assisi Mission Church. The San Francisco de Assisi Mission Church in Rancho de Taos, New Mexico, is a large church crafted from adobe, built in 1816 by Spanish colonists. The architecture of the church displays a unique blend of both native and Spanish styles. Due to its unique and impressive beauty, this church became a popular subject for artists. Some of the most notable are Ansel Adams, who photographed this church for his Taos Pueblo art book, as well as Georgia O'Keeffe, who painted a series of perspectives of the church. O'Keeffe once described it by saying, quote, "The Rancho De Taos church is one of the most beautiful buildings left in the United States by the early Spaniards. Most artists who spend time in Taos have to paint it, I suppose, just as they have to paint a self-portrait. I had to paint it, the back of it several times, the front once." These bottom images are two examples from those artists, Ansel Adams' photograph from 1929 on the right and O'Keeffe's painting from 1930 on the left. The top image is a modern view of the front of the church. I wanted to show you all three of these images so you could better understand what the building looks like from all angles and how some other artists have chosen to represent it. I want to look again now at today's featured piece. And as you observe this painting, I encourage you to consider what we've discussed about Crown's creative inspiration, his methodology, and process. Some questions to consider while looking might be, where can we see the San Francisco de Assisi Mission Church, which gives this piece its name, represented in the painting? What role does color play in this painting? And where might Crown have been sitting while he painted this work on site? Feel free to pause the video now, if needed, to fully examine all of the elements of the piece. When you're done looking, consider asking yourself, how did this painting make me feel? I hope you enjoyed looking deeper at this work from our collection and learning more about artist Keith Crown. And as always, thank you for joining Art Byte.